Knowing how to think empowers you far beyond those who know only what to think. Quote of the day. Let's get to it. Chainlink versus Bitcoin. We haven't looked at this in a minute. Got a request for this, and I like the idea. So let's go ahead and start it out. So let's get a big picture snapshot. Chainlink against Bitcoin, right? It has nothing to do with US dollar values, although we're going to show you how to, calculate that depending on what the price of Bitcoin is here shortly. So, some theories maybe that, Chainlink just went up a little bit too fast. This is a 15,000% move, 15,000% move. In just what, 2.5 years or so. So maybe we're just due for a cool off. We'll get to these lines in a minute. Try to hold your excitement. But maybe this is, phase 2 is just the cool off zone. Or I would argue if you zoom out to the monthly, that maybe, if you're a fan of Elliott wave theory, maybe this was just wave 1. We're in wave 2 now. Wave 3, usually the longest, and maybe that's where we're going sometime in the not so distant future. Maybe next handful of years, we're up into infinity and beyond here. So let's get right to these lines. Keep this video nice, short, and sweet. We are looking at 3 lines in front of us. What the hell are they? Well, depending on what Bitcoin gets to in the future, say in the next, couple of years, we're at the next bull run peak, and Bitcoin is at the unfathomable price of $100,000, right? I think maybe most of you could probably relate to seeing Bitcoin hit 100K, right? So let's assume Bitcoin's at $100,000 and the year is, whatever year you want to predict. But what would these lines be? Well, if Bitcoin's at 100K, this would be an all-time high US dollar value for Chainlink. This would be a $56 Chainlink US dollar valuation if Bitcoin is at 100K. So you can just take whatever price you think Bitcoin will be at, multiply it by whatever price you think Link will be at, and that gives you your rough valuation. So we're using 100K because it's easy to do the math. So now you can probably see why these other tops are here, these other lines. This is a $100 Chainlink right here. Note that none of these are all-time high valuations, right, until that guy, against Bitcoin, right? So to get to all-time high value against Bitcoin, if we take this out and Bitcoin is at the said 100K, that is a $167 Chainlink US dollar valuation right there if we get back to all-time highs against Bitcoin. If we don't, right, no big deal. There's a $100 Chainlink right there, just halfway up that little mountain there. So a $100 Chainlink does not take Link getting back to, even 2020 highs against Bitcoin. If we can just marginally go halfway up, back up this mountain, and Bitcoin's at 100K, there's your $100 Chainlink valuation right there. So many people probably believe that Bitcoin's going much higher than 100K. So if you're in that boat, we don't have to do very much, do we? Right? So if Bitcoin hits 200K, then your $100 valuation's even under this line. So think about that, right? If Bitcoin's at 200K, Chainlink hits this price against valuation against Bitcoin, then this is a $200 Chainlink, right? So keep that in mind. We do not have to see some kind of amazing top here to get back to a higher valuation, right? All-time high Chainlink US dollar valuations at this line, assuming Bitcoin is at least 100K, right? So hopefully that helps put it in perspective. Now, does that mean you should go dump all your money in altcoins or Chainlink right now? No, right? Bitcoin dominance rising rapidly, week over week, day over day. Another thing, right? You want to look at your valuations on your indicators. Fisher Transform's a big one, right? Chainlink Bitcoin valuation from the Fisher Transform on the weekly is still running parallel train tracks down. That is not the time to be getting in. Wait for the trigger buy right here, right? That's what we're looking for on that. Not only that, but ADX and DI is still bearish. So not the time to be taking, this is just if you have a bunch of Bitcoin and you're like, I want to put it all in Link now. You wait for the signals to do that, right? And we do not have the signals yet. And that's the case with almost all altcoins right now. Just patience, pump the brakes, wait for the signals, right? If you're only going to use one, Fisher Transform's a great one. Using all of these to confirm your thesis, that's the kind of way to use indicators, not to, make your purchase, but to confirm your buy levels, right? That's how to kind of use indicators correctly. Not just one, right? But a multitude of several. So that's what we're looking for. If we do get that signal of, the Fisher transform on the weekly crossing triggering, maybe I'll make another video. Like maybe it's not a bad time to, start to take some of your Bitcoin, put it into Link. So this would really, rapidly increase your Bitcoin if you can get on one of these moves like this, right? So if you were to buy if you had, full Bitcoin back in here and you took that full Bitcoin, threw it into Chainlink, you'd be able to buy many Bitcoins up in here, right? 15,000% more worth, right? So that's if you were to, AI and you got out the Pico top. All right. So that was Chainlink wrapped up as briefly as I probably could. Information overload there. So hopefully you liked the video. Follow us on Telegram and Patreon if you want more content. Let's do car of the day. Mercedes CLK GTR. The rarest Mercedes in the world and one of the rarest cars, just period. Just only a handful in the entire planet Earth. I'll wrap it up there. Hopefully you liked it. I'll see you on the next one.